Yeah. If you want it, go and get it, nigga. Stop waiting on niggas to get it for you. If you want it, then you gotta go and get it. Go and get it. If you want it, then you gotta go and get it. Go and get it. If you want it, then you gotta go and get it. Go and get it. If you want it, then you gotta go and get it. Gotta get it. If the money's right there, you gotta get it. Gotta get it. You see the plug right there, you gotta get it. Gotta get it. You see your dream right there, you gotta get it. Gotta get it. My whole team right here, you know we winning. Yeah. If you want it, go and get it, nigga. Stop waiting on niggas to get it for you. If you want it, then you gotta go and get it. Go and get it. If you want it, then you gotta go and get it. Go and get it. If you want it, then you gotta go and get it. Go and get it. If you want it, then you gotta go and get it. If the money's right there, you gotta get it. Gotta get it. You see the plug right there, you gotta get it. Gotta get it. You see your dream right there, you gotta get it. Gotta get it. My whole team right here, you know we winning. If you see the money, go and get it. I just seen the plug, I had to get it. All that fake shit, no, I ain't with it. I just had to switch up my position.
I had some of your food too. I had some of your food.
Boy Q Life, Street Guy Turn Positive, PBN Network, a new episode. Got a special guest in the building, man. Positive always beats negative, and you know my slogan, grind time, no demon time. We've been there already, we did that. Now it's time for something new. It's time to change the narrative, man. You know, and that's why I'm here, and that's why I surround myself with people that are doing good things and got positive vibes, man. You know, a lot of kids out here getting killed for absolutely no reason. This is the reason why I started this podcast show. But today is a very special day. We out here in North Carolina, Raleigh, right now. And I got a special guest, special guest in the building. Jonathan from Jonathan's Lounge. What's going on, man?
What's good,
How you doing?
I'm good.
Glad to have you, man. Glad to have you, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
How you doing, man?
I've been good, man. I'm good. I'm blessed, man. I'm here, you know what I'm saying?
That's what's up, man. That's all we need to be is blessed right now.
For sure, for sure.
So I got a lot of questions to ask you, man. I met you through Sean Boyko. He came out here, North Carolina. He brought me to the club and told me, you know, he's doing some things and stuff like that, throwing his parties. And he introduced me to you. But I know somebody too that knows you by a different name other than John. I didn't know that your name was your actual name. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan's Language.
Right.
But somebody else knows you by a different name. So real quick, can you please let us know, let the people know, give us a rundown on who you are, where you was born and raised, and a series of events that landed you to where you at.
In the streets, my name was known as Hook, H-O-O-K.
Okay.
That was the name I grew up with as a young kid, you know what I'm saying? I'm originally from Marcy Projects in Brooklyn. And basically, I came up in the streets. You know, I'm an only child. My mother only had one child, you know. And basically, at a young age, I got caught up in the streets. I started doing robberies in high school. And it just led on to me doing a lot of other stuff. And then I actually did a bid. I went to prison when I was like maybe about 21. I went to prison at about maybe 21 years old. And what happened was I did about 3 years. And when I did the 3 years, I came home. And I came home doing like crack epidemic era.
Okay.
So we talking about maybe like in 84 I went to prison. And I came home in 87. And I came home doing the crack epidemic era. And a lot of my friends and them was in the
I don't mean to
streets.
cut you off, but so at that time, was that the bid that you got locked up for that was you wrongfully?
The bid, yes. Yeah, but that wasn't the bid.
That was
It was a robbery, yeah. I got convicted for a robbery, you know. I started doing a lot of things in the street and I got convicted for a robbery. I went to prison in 87. I went to prison in 84 and came home in 87. I was home for like 19 months. Got caught up in the crack crate. I was dealing crack money. I was doing a lot of crack money. And what happened was I took my family to Florida one day. Me, my mother, my kids, my girlfriend, and my godson.
Right.
And while I was in Florida, while I was in Florida. A friend of mine got killed. He used to work for me. We grew up together. My mother and his mother was best friends. And when I returned to New York, I was accused of killing my friends. But I was in Orlando, Florida when the murder actually happened.
Wow. So you were wrongfully accused of killing your friend.
Yes, I did.
What was that like? Like, you know, to be accused of killing a friend and you know you didn't do that. What was that like? Like the feedback that you were getting for the people, even that you knew. Were there people that knew you that thought you did it?
Yes, it was people that thought I did it. You know, his family thought I did it. There was a couple other people in the streets who thought that I did it. You know, people that knew him.
Right.
But the majority of the people, they know that I didn't do it because they know that I was in Florida.
Okay.
And you know, it was a rough thing. It was rough to go through something like that. You know, that's just like, it's like a death sentence. That's like somebody knowing that they're gonna die or somebody have cancer. There's no cure to it. You know what I'm trying to say? So, you know, it was really hard on me, and it was times that I wanted to give up. But I know for a fact what I had out there that I couldn't give up. So I had to be strong. You know, I had my kids out there. I had my mother. You know what I'm saying? So I know I had to be strong for them.
Well,
and I made it through, you know.
That's a great thing to be that strong, to go through something like that.
Yeah.
I can't only imagine, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I've done crime, I've been in jail, I did 6 years in jail, but to be wrongfully accused and convicted of doing something like that. But you're here now. So when did you come home from that bid?
The first bid or the one I was wrongfully convicted?
Yeah, one was wrongfully convicted.
Oh, I actually just celebrated my 8-year anniversary on April the 8th. I came home April 8th. Yeah, I came home April 8th, 2014. It was like, I came home about 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks before my 52nd birthday.
Oh, okay.
And I'm actually getting ready to have my 60th birthday in 2 weeks.
Oh, well.
Yes,
We'll be
so I've been
there.
home 8 years. Yeah, I've been home 8 years now.
Wow, congratulations
Yes,
on that.
thank
Man.
you.
So now, take us back to what made you move to North Carolina, and how did you wind up just wanting to get around trains?
Well, a lot of people always ask me that, why North Carolina? And my people from New York right now today, they always ask me that, why North Carolina? I just needed to change. When I came home, you know, there was a lot of people that wasn't there for me. There was a few that was there for me. So when I got compensated, I just felt it was time for me to leave New York, because a lot of people just felt that they was entitled. So I just decided to say, you know what, I'm gonna just leave New York and I'm gonna just start my life over. So me and my ex-wife, we had moved out. We had went to Charlotte first, and we went looking for some homes and everything, and we couldn't find nothing. And I actually moved it to Raleigh. Found a house in Raleigh, moved out to Raleigh, and here I am today. And as for the lounge, I never thought I would even be in this situation, but you know, I know I wanted to do something with my money. I didn't want to just jerk my money. And when I did move out to Raleigh, I had opened up a spot called Dubai Live, like 2016, but things didn't work out. And then an opportunity came to me. I had an opportunity to partner up with someone with this place here. It used to be called Wings. And I had a vision for it. And you know, me and him, you know, we parted ways. He did his thing, I did my thing. And I took this over and I named it Jonathan. I wanted to brand it, named it Jonathan's. And I opened during COVID. I opened July. I actually opened up July 3rd during the COVID time. And I didn't even realize it. The day that I opened it, it did my actual grand opening. It was the same day that my mother had passed away, on July 3rd in 2015. So I started not to open it during that day, but then I was like, you know what? She's looking down on me.
Right.
So I said, I'm gonna open that day. And it was during COVID, but people told me that, you sure you know what you're doing? But it's a restaurant, so by being a sports lounge, I was able to, you know, I'm allowed to serve food and stuff, so it was like 50% capacity. I could do 50% capacity. So that's how it all started. And I had a vision, you know, I had my own vision. I had a certain look I wanted to give it. I used to watch certain programs and stuff. I used to watch magazines. I actually went to other places in Atlanta, places in Miami I seen. Then I just gave it my own touch and, you know, had a vision, and this is what you got today.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, man.
Isn't it kind of crazy how, like, you see how sometimes we use the death of our friend or family member to keep us pushing?
Yes.
Because we know that they're looking down on us. We know that they probably were around and knew about what you wanted to do and your dreams and things like that. So it makes us want to keep on going.
Yes.
It's just kind of crazy.
Yes.
But that's so great. That's a positive and a beautiful thing. It's crazy because I moved out here thinking the same way. I said, you know what, I'm tired of New York, going through a lot, and let me just come down here. I was already down here back in 2006. Me and Sean Boy W used to do shows at what was it, Black Ties. Black Ties was open.
Right.
So as soon as I came down here, though, Sean was like, yo, I'm doing these shows and parties with Jonathan's. Bring you through, just come through. Came through, man, and ever since I met you, good brother, man. I just want to let you know that I appreciate you too, man. I appreciate you.
I appreciate y'all, the business that y'all bring.
You definitely open us arms. Always open for us, you know, to come through. Now, with that being said, was this a dream? Was this a goal that you had when you were younger or when you were locked up? Did you ever think that you would be in this position right now?
Yes, it was. I used to watch a lot of TV. And it was just a certain lifestyle, you know, dealing with the clubs and everything. I never thought it would be like this. I always seen myself as having a big club. And I'm hoping one day to still have that big club one day, you know, when the right thing opened up. But when this opened up, I said I wanted to give it a certain look. I wanted to make it a nice lounge where people can come and they can smoke hookah, they can drink liquor, we have food, you know, a nice vibe where we got music. And it was something that I've always dreamed of. I seen myself having. And you know, and I really want to, I'm talking about trying to brand this. I'm talking about bringing Jonathan to other places. I want to go to Charlotte. I want to go to Miami. I want to go to Atlanta. I even want to go back to New York, you know. So this is something, this is just one of many that I hope that I have coming.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're here with Jonathan's from Jonathan's Lounge, PBN Network, Positive Beats Negative. We got our sponsors. Shout out to Crimey Dealers. They're in the building. We got Sean Boy Double with the Industry Fridays every month, and Jonathan's Lounge is going down. Get right back at you. So I got a story for you, because I don't know if you know, I had brought Nakusi to the spot one night, and we were chilling in the VIP section, right? And he saw it, and he was like, yo, Q, who is that right there? So I'm thinking, he was pointing at you, but I'm thinking it's drama, so I'm like, oh, but I know him, that's Jonathan. You know what I'm saying? He said, nah, that's not Jonathan. That ain't Jonathan. I said, yes, that is. Right? So he's walking over towards you, so that's when I'm like, well, what's up? What's going on here? I'm like, nah, that ain't Jonathan at all. And when I grabbed you and said, look, and y'all both looked at each other and I gave each other a big hug. It was just kind of crazy to me because I thought it was some type of beef or something. But he actually knew you from prison.
He did. Right. Good brother. Good brother.
From Brooklyn, from Marcy too, right?
Yeah. I was very surprised to see him because, you know, when somebody come in this building and they say, yo, there's book here, I already know it's somebody from New York. It happened a few times. My man CK, they told me his brother was looking for me. They said, yo, some dude out there asking for hook. And I was like, it gotta be somebody from New York. So, you know, when things like that happen, you know what I'm saying, I already know it's somebody that know me from up north or somebody that know me from the streets in New York and everything. Yeah, me and Nakusi, we met when we was in prison and everything, and he was one of them dudes that used to like to rap all the time. And I used to always like to hear the battle rappers. That's why I really enjoy the Industry Friday thing that y'all got going on. Because that really means a lot to me. I'm used to seeing people battle and stuff like that. So I'm so looking forward to even this young lady, I think her name was Miss Hustle, is coming this week.
Oh yeah, Sean Boy Double got down Miss Hustle coming through, yeah.
Because she's like a battle rapper. So that was one of the things I used to always encourage. I used to tell people all the time, yo, I find out who the best here, And you know, Nakusi was one of them guys, you know what I'm saying? So Nakusi a good brother, and I was very surprised to see him.
Yeah.
I was very surprised.
So growing up in Marcy, you grew up in the era of Jay-Z era and things like that in New York. Can you tell me what that was like growing up around that neighborhood? Did you ever meet Jay-Z?
As for growing up in Marcy, like when I came to prison, I think Jay-Z was like about 18 years old. Yeah, he was about 18. So I never really personally met Jay-Z. I started really hearing a lot about Jay-Z when I was in prison. But one of the young brothers that's with him, you know, I'm talking about like his right hand man, he's there with him all the time. I believe he's the godfather of Jay-Z's daughter. His name is Tata, my man Tyran Smith. He's a friend of mine. I know him very well. I knew him before I even went to prison. When he was into the streets and stuff like that. But I never got an opportunity to meet Jay-Z, but I would love to meet him one day.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we got a couple of people coming through to the club,
Yeah,
man.
no,
Come to
I
the
see
spot.
that. No, and I see that, and they know.
They
You know, a
know,
lot
they
of them,
see
they seen it and they know, and you know, and I'm quite sure Ty them knowing about it. Nano, I know Nano, up north with Nano. Nano's
Okay.
a good friend of mine.
Okay.
I'm looking forward. Hopefully one day y'all even bring him. I'm looking forward to it.
Mano was
because I
actually
know,
in one of
you know
our
what I'm saying?
videos when I used to do music, because I used to do music back in the days when I started doing my log ass. I just got tired of doing that. I gave that up. Tried to pull to my son or whatever. But yeah, definitely that sounds like that was very interesting to be around that and to know those people. You understand what I'm saying? Now that we're here too, so are there a lot of other people from New York that you're connected with that came through the club to the spot that actually you knew from Marcy?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, I have quite a few of them. I have brother named City, younger brother. He was a younger brother. He came up in the era like with Jay-Z and all of them. His name is City. He's from Marcy. He came out here. He was in Fayetteville. He wanted to come out here. My son, you know, a lot of my son friends, you know, like they was all young when I left the street.
Right.
When I left the street, my son was 9 years old. But like all of his friends that you know that I know their mothers and all of them. They all come here. They come from actually out there. They come out here. They come to the club. They all love it. They have a good time. And I even have people that I grew up with. You know, one of my homeboys, you know, that I grew up with, one of my best friends. His name is How Val. You know, me and him the same age. Right now today, he come out here. He'll come out here for a weekend, come stay with me, come to the club and stuff, support me and everything. Which is more likely, he probably gonna be coming for my birthday weekend.
Okay.
So it's a lot of them that come
That's
through.
another thing that I noticed about you too, man. You got a lot of your family members or people that's close to you that work with you too. You know what I'm saying? I see your son, he works with you at the spot, and you keep it close. You're definitely a family man, I would say, right?
Definitely, you know. Yeah, definitely. You know, my son is out here, which, you know, I love the idea that he's here because he got somebody I know I can assure, that I can count on, that'll watch my back. You know, my grandson is out here.
Okay.
You know, he's out here and everything. And, you know, I try to keep it close-knit. You know, I have a lot of other people that's in the family right now. You know, there's some people that I've lost, you know, I had to weed out, but I have a good, strong team that I really love right now. You know what I'm saying? Then I have my girlfriend, Chrissy. She's been helping me out. She's been very helpful, you know, helping me run Jonathan the way it needs to be.
Shout out to Chrissy, man. She's definitely part of what's going on.
Very, very much.
She's always promoting, man. She be on that Instagram promoting, man.
She runs the social media and everything. She makes sure everything is going like it's supposed to be. She take care of the payroll. She basically take care of everything. That way I really don't have to do much. You know what I'm saying? Anything I do that needs to be done, I know I can always reach out to her. Listen, I need to take care of this, and it gets done.
That's how it's supposed to be. You know, I think right now the world seems like it's shifted, like everything's backwards. Like you're doing what I'm trying to do with PBN Network and with the world, like how everything seems like it's backwards, but you're doing it the right way. You're doing it the way that it should be. Because a lot of people are doing it the other way around where you can't trust nobody. They don't have their family members or close people that are really helping them run it. They're meeting new people and letting them do it. But you're actually living that life and proof of what's going on.
But you gotta remember, you know, but it's timing too. Time is everything, you know what I'm saying? Even though with what you're trying to do right now, it may not happen now, but when the time is right, it's gonna happen. You know, it's in God's plan. You know, that's just like with me with my situation with what I went through. You know, a lot of people be like, Jonathan, you know, why you not angry? You know, you did all that time in prison.
They asked me that too.
What I'm be angry about. I'm blessed. I'm humble. I'm just blessed to be here, and it was timing. Because I know for a fact that the life that I was living when I was in the streets selling drugs, if I didn't go to prison, I'd probably be dead. I may be strung out on drugs, or I may be in prison for killing somebody because of the life that I was living. And if I would have went to prison for 3-4 years, guess what? If I would have got out 3-4 years later, I would have went right back to the same area. And guess what? That was my area that I was selling the drugs. I thought that was my area. So everybody who was out there selling drugs, I would have went out there and try to take over. And no telling what could have happened. So it was a time to live.
Let's have a drink real quick.
For sure.
But I want to ask you something, because that's what positive beats negative, right? Like you said, right now these young kids, it's not just regular adults. We got kids, young kids that are out here getting killed because of, whether it's because of drill music, whether it's because of a block or because of a reputation, right? What is something that you want to say to these young kids that are out here, you know, shooting and missing their target missing their target and hitting babies. Because now there's a lot of innocent babies, 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old, that are getting killed. You know, I know that we were in the street like before.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that? What's going on? The killings that's going on with these babies, things like that. You feel about it?
Nah, you know, it's real sad with what I see that's going on. You know, dealing with a lot of stuff, dealing with the gangs, and even with people that might even in that gang, and dealing with the drugs and everything. And you know, I had lived that life myself, and it's really sad when I see this because you know, these young girls, they need to understand all it takes is just 1 second to ruin your whole life. You know, you pull the trigger on somebody, you kill an innocent person, or you just kill somebody, and now you know you facing life in prison, you laying up in the system for the rest of your life, not even know if you're ever gonna leave home. You know what I'm saying? Then you know it ain't just you. It's, you know you want to do with a family. You know you have a family out there. So when you do these things and everything, it's like your family is the one that suffers too. You know, and I know this from doing time. You know, my mother, she suffered for 24 and a half years for something that I didn't do. So I know, and these young brothers need to get it together. And you know, think positive. You know what I'm trying to say? Because you know the senseless killing, it doesn't make no sense. And I've done a lot of times. You know, something I didn't do. And like I said. It ain't just us we hurting, it's our parents, man.
Right.
You think about your parents, your kids, you have kids. I missed out on my kids' life, you know. Like I said, I went to prison. I went to prison at 27. My son was 9 years old. And the one that you know my son, Jonathan. Jonathan Jr. He was 9 years old when I went to prison. And my 8th year in prison, my mother came to visit me. And when she came to visit me, he didn't come, and he was supposed to come with her. And she was crying, and I asked her what happened, what's going on. And she told me my son, he was in jail. My son Jonathan, the one that you know, he was in prison. And first thing I thought,
he was already in prison.
Yes, first thing I thought it was drugs. Because he wanted to live the life that I was living. And I used to always try to tell him, yo, you don't have to live that life. That's not the way. Look what the drugs got me doing. I said I didn't never get caught selling drugs, but that lifestyle I was living wound up taking me to prison. And she told me that my son, he went to prison for killing somebody. Yeah, my son Jonathan, he did 18 years. So he came home at 37. He went to prison at 16. Yeah, he went to prison at 16. He came to prison like at 34. Because he been home about 6 years.
That's about the same time I went to
Yeah.
prison. I'm surprised I didn't run into you.
41.
What prison was you in with Nakusi? Because I was locked up with Nakusi too. I was in Cassac.
I'm trying to, man, I was in so many prisons. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I was in so
Yeah,
many
yeah,
of them.
yeah, you already know.
I would even have that Nakusi.
Hack it up.
Me and Nakusi might have been in Elmira together.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I think they might have been.
Might have been in Elmira, and I think we was in Southport together as well. But me and Nakusi, I think it might have been in Elmira together. But I was in basically almost every prison, every state prison max facility that you could name. And it was because of the way I was living while I was in prison, because I was always the type that took care of myself. I was in the streets since I was like 15 years old.
Right.
I was the only child. I was in the streets, robbing people, doing stuff, and I started hustling. But when I was in prison, I continued hustling.
Okay.
So when I was in prison, Nakusi can tell you, when I was in prison, I was the man in the prison that I was going to. When it came to some of the drugs, they knew. Jonathan, the hookers in the building, I was selling weed, I was selling dope, and you know, I'm not proud of the life that I was living. Now, I'm not proud of that. Even when I was giving all that poison to the people in my neighborhood, that's not something that I'm proud of. You know what I'm saying?
That's something too that a lot of people say. They're like, yo, OG, like, you know, you were that before, and it's like, I was that, but there's a difference too. And I know my era, it was a difference. I grew up in Queens, right?
Right.
I didn't grow up around, nobody that I was around that was a gangster was shooting babies. Or if your enemy was around, but he was around his family, that's a no-go.
Right.
So nowadays, that's a go.
Right.
So that's what I mean when I try to tell these youngins that it was different in my era. Yes, I was a gangster running around. Yes, I did bad things before. But it was just so different. I'm trying to teach them now, let's change the narrative. Why is it that negative is the new wave now instead of positive? Like the devil is working. The devil's people is working 24/7. But why? How come God's people are not working 24/7? Like this right here, doing this. You having a lounge and changing your life around. This is what people need to understand. Just because it happened before doesn't mean it shouldn't stop now.
No,
We
you're right.
see the light now.
No,
You know
you're
what I mean? But I want to get into more about the lounge and parties, right? Sean Boy Double with the Industry Fridays, and also you got the Taco Tuesday. You're doing a little bit of everything. I'm catching on to you now. You're doing a lot of everything. You got the brunches going on. There was one party, there was about two that I was really memorable. Sean Boy Double's birthday party, and he had all the people from Harlem. His Harlem came through, your peoples, I had some peoples. That was a beautiful night, man. And
Was that the night that Vado was here?
Not even that one. This is a night, this wasn't the Vado night. This
It
was
wasn't
just
the Vado
Sean
night?
Boy's, this was Sean Boy's birthday, and I think his peoples bought about 100 bottles, 300 bottles, whatever.
No,
It was
they brought, I already know what it is, yes.
So
I remember
talk to
that.
me about that, man.
Yeah, I
Talk to me,
remember,
please.
I remember. Where, first of all, I ain't gonna front, when he told me that, he said, yo, we don't drink alcohol. He said, yo, we buying
Sean
30
Boy Double said that?
Yeah, he said, yo, we don't drink alcohol, man. We buying 30 bottles of Moet. I said, get out. He said, yo, we buying 30 bottles of Moet. And he was like, yo, what you gonna charge me? I said, yo, I'm gonna give you a discount price. And they bought 30 bottles of Moet. They brought like, I think 3 rounds out. 10, 10, and 10. I was like, wow.
I'm telling you,
That was
a
that night. I
memorable
remember that night. I remember that night.
It was crazy, man. And
Yeah.
you know,
Me and him clicked. I just want to know, like, yo, I don't know what it. I guess New York. Me and him clicked from day one.
right.
I met him.
There goes Sean Boy right there. What up? What up, Sean Boy? We see you. We see you, man. He's in the audience right now, man.
I met Sean Boy Double at Fridays.
Okay.
I used to go to Fridays.
Yes,
Probably used to go on
for
Fridays. On
Fridays used to be
Thursdays.
popping.
On Thursdays to be popping. And then I seen him. Then I seen him again one day when we finally got to chop it up. I think we were at Solus or something, and we got to chop it up. We just got to talking. I guess you could sing. I used to sing. And then when I opened up Jonathan's 2 years ago, he came and he was supporting me, and I used to constantly see him. See him. And you know, I'm always the type, you know, people that come and support me, you know, I'm gonna get in person. So I go, yeah, what you need? What's up? He said, nah, good. I'm good, big bro. Never try to come in for free. Never want nothing for free. I used to have to force it on. I used to have to force it on. Be like, yo, look, I ain't trying to hear that.
Yeah.
So then one day he just came and he was like, yo, big bro, you know, I would like to do something. Because he said I was doing stuff with other people.
Right.
And you know, him being from New York, he was like, yo, I'm trying to do something. And I was like, what? I said, yo, I got you. What you want to do? And when he told me what he wanted to do, I love it, the ideal. And I think it's a great thing that he's doing. And, you know, helping a lot of other artists get on their feet. Because a lot of artists that's trying to get on and trying to be known, and they don't have that outlet. They don't really have the people that really could push them and help them. And that gives really mean a lot to me. So that's why I told him, with this here thing he's doing, my doors is always open. Because I'm going to tell you something. He's had some great artists come through here.
I know, I was just about to bring it
It's
up.
a matter of time before one of them great artists is going to get signed. He's going to tell me that, Jonathan, remember that artist that used to come? They got signed.
Because you brought up, so even that, with the artists, you know, another memorable night for me was the Vado, and then the right after that, I think was the Will Tracks.
Yes.
And you was getting down on the dance floor and all
wow.
that, man. That was crazy too,
Yeah,
man.
speaking of him, we gonna tell you about that.
Okay.
You got something you want to ask, play. Well, speaking of Will Tracks, like I told you, I got a birthday coming.
Okay.
My 60th birthday is coming, and I got to meet Will Tracks. That was like my favorite song, Footwork.
Yeah. Especially
And the birthday song, but the footwork
dance,
song,
yeah.
right? And I've always wanted to meet him. And what's crazy is that Sean Boy told me like, yo, I got Will Tracks coming. I was like, word? Well, that's my favorite record. You know what I'm saying? Him not knowing that. And you know, me and Will Tracks got on the phone, we talked, and my 60th birthday, I decided that's who I want to come to my birthday party. So I do have Will Tracks coming to Jonathan on May 1st. He will be here performing.
Y'all hear that, right?
On
May
May
1st.
Sunday, May
Will
1st, Will Tracks will be here
Tracks.
from 10 to 2.
Wow.
He coming to perform, you know?
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
he
what's
coming
up.
to perform
That's
on
gonna
my
be a good
birthday.
one. That's gonna be a good one.
Yes.
All right, so let's move on to this, right? Who are the people who have been the most influential to you in your journey?
And for that situation, I would say my mom's first of all, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, moms. Because when I went to prison, like I said, I was 27. My mom's was, I think my mom was like 48. And she always told me, you know, to fight because she know I didn't do this crime. She would tell me, you know, no matter what happened, Jonathan, if I'm dead and gone, you make them pay. Don't take time served. Because I was with you in Florida when the murder happened.
Right.
So I know you didn't do it. And, you know, she was the main one, you know, because she's the one who really raised me. You know what I'm trying to say? My father really wasn't there for me. But my mom's, she is the one, the most influential one. And I'm gonna also say my kids too.
Okay.
I'm gonna say my kids because they was really there for me. You know, even my wives. You know, I was married 3 times while I was in prison. One of them was for the wrong reason, but I was married and they were actually there for me as well. So they are the ones who really kept me pushing and not to never give up. So I would say my moms, my kids, and my two ex-wives.
If you could turn back to time, right, and talk to your 18-year-old self, what would you tell yourself?
That's a good one. What would I tell myself?
At 18, you were 18. What you know now,
Okay,
what would you tell
yeah.
yourself?
What I would tell myself, with the way that I was living then, I would say to myself, go to school, get an education, and do something positive, because the life that I was living is doing my life, you know, like I said, even though I went to prison, something I didn't do, it was the life that I was living. So I would tell myself that actually, look, go to school and get your education, and you could be anything that you want to be. Only thing that I would tell myself. And I just never listened to my mom. My mom used to always be hard on me, always tell me that. You don't have to be doing the things that you're doing. Because I was the only child, I didn't have to go out there and do a lot of things I was doing, robbing and stealing and stuff like that. My mother always found a way. And she made a way. And you know, that's why, the only sad part about it, you know, like right now, I'm in a happy place in my life, but you know, what I miss the most is my mom. You know, when I do interviews and I talk about my moms, it saddens me because when I came home, my mom was still alive. I got 15 months with my mom. And that, you know, gets touchy. I got 15 months with her. But the thing about it, when I settled my case, she had a heart attack while I was, you know, in the process of dealing with the negotiations and shit like that. She had a heart attack, and when she had that heart attack, her brain, you know, she didn't breathe for like about 7 minutes, so she was brain dead, and they were still negotiating. They wanted me to take off the machine, but that was something I couldn't do. But I wanted her to know that the city did the right thing. So then when I did settle my case, yeah, I actually, you know, finally took her off the machine. She lived for like 10 days, but I did get to talk to her. And I was blessed to be there when she did finally pass, when she took her last breath. I happened to be there at that moment. You know what I'm saying? So that's just one of the things that saddens me, that she wasn't there to see the life that I'm living now. Or